name is Simone. The first album I ever bought with my own money was a Nicki Minaj album. I think it was Pink Friday, the first one.
Hi, my name is Leslie. The first album I was ever given was Fleetwood Mac Rumors by my dad.
Hi, my name is Travis. The first album I ever bought for myself was a Queen compilation. I think it was Queen 2.
My name is Akira. My first record that I bought, when I realized I could buy records, was Samurai Champloo, the Nujabes album, or the Nujabes Samurai Champloo album, and in tandem, the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack.
Now this is a media storage unit that's called a vinyl LP. And this is a media storage unit called a 7-inch 45. Both of these have been around the block. Both of them are a little worn, but they still sound better than that MP3 or iPod. Remember, there's nothing like a good vinyl fix. So the question is, what else are they lying to you about?
I want everybody to get up now. Let's do the St. Louis breakdown. Come on. Woo! Arms, break it down. I want everybody in Chicago. Let's get together and do the St. Louis breakdown.
Well, the Road Show is right here in Nashville. Everybody knows that Nashville is Music City, but right now we are at what quite possibly is the most visually stunning independent record store I've been in, and I've been in record stores all my life. It's called Grimy Records, and my good friend Doyle here is the captain of the ship.
Hey Tom, how are you?
You know, overwhelmed by how beautiful this room is. You were telling me that it was originally a Pentecostal church.
Yes, it's a mid-century church. It was built in 1965, same year I was born, actually. And yeah, it's just a beautiful space. It was a church right up until we took it over. So we had to, go through codes and get it changed to be a retail establishment.
But as you can see, the ceiling is amazing. There's a lot of wood in here, and you really have
And all the record racks. My customers tell me they remind them of pews. So I don't know, it kind of all works. And we've had these forever at all our locations. But
musical pews for the vinyl.
Indeed.
But this is not your first store or even your second. This is your third, right?
Correct, yes.
Well, being in this store is a great reminder that yes, Nashville is of course associated with modern country music, but there's a lot more in Nashville as far as the local music scene, and stores such as this that, shall we say, goes beyond what's on country radio.
Absolutely. Well, Nashville's always been that way. We have bands in the 80s that have knocked your socks off. Raging Fire, Shadow 15. The world found out a little bit about Jason and the Nashville Scorchers, but none of them ever hit, none of them ever made it. Nashville never became a scene. But it's always had fantastic local music of all kinds. We've got a great jazz club, Rudy's. But in this modern era with Jack White here and the Black Keys and the Kings of Leon and on, I feel like people know we're a rock and roll town as well as a country music town. One of the things that Grimey's has really like I was saying, we've made it our business model now, is through our longtime reputation in Nashville and all the amazing artists that live here. We do get a lot of opportunities to do live in-store performances and signings here in the record store. So customers and fans get to meet the artists up close and personal, see an intimate, often acoustic, but not always, performance. And over the years, we've had Wilco and Metallica and Mumford & Sons and, some pretty big names. My favorite probably of them all is Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. Just to feature them in our store, I was so enamored of that scene in New York City. And we brought them down, Grimey and I brought them down for their first ever Southern tour and offered them a guarantee at the Exit Inn on a Wednesday night and got 350 people out, and they made their money and we didn't lose any money, and we sort of helped establish them in Nashville. And so they thanked us once they got even more traction and they were regularly touring nationally by coming back and doing an in-store with us.
Our in-store was the time when Sharon Jones gave me a wonderful offhand compliment. She looked at me coolly and went, "So you own the store where my boys spent their paychecks this week?"
Indeed.